what the hell is going on here? Oh, we're on.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us again.
Another week, and this is what you come up. And this is what you come up with again.
Jovial cigar time.
Oh my God!
Somebody save me.
We gotta do something.
That's why I'm here. I'm doing the same thing.
Who's this guy?
Big Omar's here. Omar's in the house.
Oh yeah.
Well, we're very honored today to have Omar Fratello. Those of you who are social media literate have probably seen him all over the place. He's hard to miss. How tall are you?
6'9", just 6'9".
Just 6'9". Small power forward.
Yeah, you know, actually power forward pretty solid, but yeah, we'll do that.
Well,
He's actually sitting on the floor right now.
You don't want me to stand up, man.
No.
He's sitting on the floor and Rob is standing up.
he's in 2 different time zones.
Wow.
Dude,
Brutal,
just because I'm on
brutal.
this side of the table doesn't mean you can make fun of me.
Why did you
I'm
put
funny
them
no matter
on
where
the
you
same
are.
That was actually
side?
pretty good. You stole my short jokes.
Okay.
We've got like 4 shows going on here.
Omar just had a birthday, so happy birthday.
Thank you.
birthday.
Thank you. It was yesterday. I appreciate that.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank
great.
you. Thank you.
Well, obviously,
Somebody else had a birthday
with Omar in the
yesterday.
house, we're going to be talking
It wasn't
later
his,
about
it was last
Fratello
week.
Cigars.
Probably
He's going
millions
to tell you all about himself and his fine cigars, which we sell in our stores and hopefully in the other brick and mortar stores, which please support.
Yeah.
Remember, our buzzwords are support your local brick and mortar store. They provide you, especially now we're into the winter, they provide you with a place to hang out where you can smoke and get away from the rest of the world for a few hours and enjoy your cigars. We'll let the lovely Miss T tell us all about our cigar today.
Actually, Rob told me I wasn't talking today. It was actually Omar
Omar's
talking
gonna
about
tell
it.
us about his.
I'm going to tell you about the cigar.
This
is
Oh,
a
good.
cigar.
You need to find somebody who actually do it.
But this is actually a new blend, so
Yeah.
go ahead.
But there's no notes for him.
I actually know it. But,
Guys, first of all, I wanted to thank you guys for allowing me to be here and
Our pleasure.
saying hello and introduce our cigars to the audience. I want to tell you a little bit about, first of all, about our company. We launched last year at the IPCP Air show. We came into last year's show with 1 account, and we left with about 12, 13 accounts.
Awesome.
I hit the road after that, Art, and you were probably one of my first stops because we're about 3 hours away. So that was so I came down. We met with you guys, and we opened up with Cigar Cigars. And it's been I've hit the road ever since, man, and we're about 200 accounts right now.
Cool.
Nice.
So it's been very successful for us. It's been a lot of people have been backing us up, man. We 38 states and 320 retail doors in the U.S.
Great.
Wow.
So it's been pretty amazing, and we've been sticking to our guns, Art. And we discussed this about we wanted to focus on our core line. We wanted to focus on Fratello. We came out with 4 sizes. We had the Corona, the Toro, the Robusto, and the 6x60. And we just released the Fratello Boxer, which is a box press torpedo, which we modified the filler of the cigar to enhance the creaminess of the smoke. So when you smoke Fratello, and I'm sure you all have enjoyed the blend,
Many
it
times.
starts off with a nice pepper towards the beginning of the smoke, and then it turns really creamy. The reason it turns really creamy, guys, is because we basically put no ligero towards the middle of the smoke. So when we wanted to highlight a different cigar with basically the Fratello Boxer, I cannot box press a normal Robusto, so I have to loosen up the tobacco inside. The way we loosened up the tobacco was basically by breaking off half of the ligero and leaving the ligero all the way throughout the smoke. So instead of breaking the ligero and putting it in the front and the back and leaving the middle all Peruvian tobacco, we basically left it all the way throughout the smoke. So it's an absolutely gorgeous smoke, and I hope you guys get a chance to enjoy it today.
Cool. Well, I think having said all that, I think it's about time that we do our ceremony.
Yes, we're cutting and lighting our cigars with the official cutter and lighter of Cigar Time, which is the Zycar Loom lighter.
oh my God.
And I forget what the cutter's called.
It's called a cutter.
Zycar. It's a Zycar cutter.
It's a great cutter too.
It's a great cutter.
Yeah, it
isn't
is.
It's awesome.
Oh, they're great. Lifetime warranty.
Lifetime
No questions asked.
Hopefully longer than my lifetime. But
Pass it down from generation to generation.
oh, good.
Omar, what is the blend in this?
So the wrapper on this cigar is going to be an Habana wrapper from Jalapa. It's going to have an Ecuadorian Sumatra as the binder of the smoke, and it has Peruvian tobacco as the filler of the cigar. We also put Esteli Ligero, obviously, like I told you at the beginning, the Ligero is from Esteli. So it gives it a nice bold flavor, nice pepper. So I hope you guys get a chance to see how this is starting different from our entire line. Funny how something so simple can actually, you know, play enormously on a blend. You know, we left the Peruvian, the same Peruvian. We left the same Ligero. It's the exact same components. It's just different. It's just different proportions and the way the box press torpedo actually works on the cigar. I think. And a subtle pepper to it that is absolutely just gorgeous.
Yeah, you can really taste the pepper when you first light the cigar.
That's right.
Even through the retrohale, it's really nice.
I really get on the retrohale. Actually, I could.
I just said that.
I know. I'm agreeing with you.
Oh, okay.
You two are agreeing?
Because we're sitting next to each other.
Yeah,
this isn't right.
This was not a good idea.
This is not right.
Guys, I can stand up and get in the middle. We'll all be all happy family, right?
I go right through it.
Is there like a flu going through here? Do you guys just have too much turkey at Thanksgiving? I mean, what's the story here?
Maybe.
Yeah. It's the season.
You can never have too much turkey.
It's tryptophan delirium.
You can never have too much turkey. This puts out a boatload of smoke, man.
Yeah.
Seriously.
It's like a 5-alarmer.
Yeah.
Hey,
Wow.
No sprinklers here just in case, right?
No.
Oh, good. Good.
Not that we know of it.
I'm only about 75 cents in it. I really like this cigar.
Yeah, thank you.
It's kind of bad that there's no sprinklers here.
So now that we think about that, actually, that is a violation.
Kind of bad.
Oh my God! No, it truly did highlight a lot of those. We wanted to really highlight a lot of those flavors from our core line, from that Corona specifically, because it's what we blended out of, and really just enhance that middle of the smoke. And so, a lot of our clients, when they be buying the box, or have been sending us emails and calls and saying, Omar, there's something here that is not, agreeing with what we've been smoking so far in Fratello. And then I love to tell them the story a little bit about why. And so that's the part that I think has been exciting for us. And where I think we've done an amazing job in terms of communicating to some of our clients about how much different the cigar is.
When you first developed the cigar, was there something specific you were like looking for in terms of flavor, and they blended that, or was it like you just tried a bunch of samples and like this?
So it's very simple. I mean, the way I see blending is the way I see cooking. Okay. I see blending as simply, what do you want to get out of your smoke? What do I like as a cigar smoker? I personally enjoy a solid medium body cigar with a lot of flavor, and I enjoy a cigar that has an enormous amount of good pepper, balance, and some sweetness quality to the tobacco. So that's my palate, right? And so you come out of the factory and you say, hey, let's go ahead and see if we can get something done with, I want to get some of that nice pepper, I want to get some of that nice boldness on the tobacco, but I want it to be subtle enough. What kind of tobacco can we use? And then you start talking about, Piloto Cubano from the Dominican Republic. You start talking about Nicaragua from Jalapa and Aviso from Jalapa. And then you start blending and you start looking at different flavor profiles and how the cigar starts evolving on you. So that's the portion where I think we've been very successful on, is basically narrowing down what my palate is. I came into this industry, guys. I didn't know what really to expect. I thought at the worst case scenario, we prepare 50,000 cigars, I'll be smoking it for the rest of my life. So I might as well go ahead and do something that I actually enjoyed, and that's exactly what I did. And so, has it been amazingly successful for us? Yes. Has it been an enormous amount of sacrifice to be able to put the cigar on people's hands, especially when you have a humidor so the size of Cigar Cigars and Emerson Cigars and Old Virginia Tobacco? Absolutely. But it's been great to be able to highlight one core line and be able to do an amazing job with it.
I'm curious, when you've talked to the blender to tell them what you're looking for, how many iterations of the cigar, how many different do you go through before you find, or do you think you went through before you found the one?
We went through 36 iterations of that.
36?
Yes.
I remember the aging process, the fermentation process, take time.
Yeah.
So you really just don't blend it all together and 2 days later smoke and say, this is it.
It's so unbelievably hard, and that's where a lot of people get it confused. We're talking, you're smoking the cigar in Nicaragua, and it's smoking one way. You bring it back to the United States of America, where it's an entirely different smoke. And so you're thinking, oh my God, we actually got the cigar, and I think the cigar is going to be absolutely wonderful. And all of a sudden you get here, it's like, this is not smoking exactly the exact same way. Let's see how it goes. I'm going to give you the best example. We were just in Nicaragua 3 weeks ago, and we're looking at potentially, coming out with something towards 2015. And one of the things that we were looking at is we have the tobacco, we've been playing it over for over a year just in terms of back and forward. We knew the tobacco that we wanted to smoke. It was rainy season, so the humidity was very high. So the cigar was not burning amazingly well. That doesn't mean that the tobacco wasn't good. It just mean the humidity was high.
Too high, yeah.
Some of the flavors that we were getting when we smoked it here, we were not getting it back there. So basically, you know, the whole blending session had to come to a halt, and I just basically had to come home with an enormous amount of cigars. That's not a bad thing to say. So, and basically try them over here so that we can basically, you know, see what we were getting and see where it's actually going to be smoked, and it's going to be smoked in the United States of America. So this is where it needs to, this is where a lot of that, you know, action happens, and so that's part of the whole thing.
Cool.
I think our viewing audience, of which there are many tens of thousands of people watching the show right now, would be very interested to know your background and what you've done in your life and relatively young life. It's quite fascinating, as I'm sure you're about to hear.
Yeah, it's about 15, 16 years ago, I started playing professional basketball in the Dominican Republic. I went to school in upstate New York, NCAA, played NCAA basketball at Rochester Institute of Technology. We did an amazing job in terms of, like, that's what I really wanted to do. I wanted to just play basketball, right? All of a sudden, injuries start hitting both knees, literally out for 1 year at a time, and then all of a sudden I got back again and another injury. It was just on and on.
Cooked.
So I decided to change my NBA dreams for an MBA. So I went over to the University of Puerto Rico, and I graduated an MBA in finance after graduating my 2 degrees originally, and NASA recruited me to come back to Washington D.C. and work at the headquarters building. So it's been an amazing ride at NASA. I've done everything from, you know, budget to program management to right now basically managing the budget execution for science, which is a $5 billion budget.
So you are a rocket scientist.
Yeah.
You said
astronaut.
You said $5 billion, right?
$5 billion.
With a B.
With a B. With a B.
That's not bad.
NASA's budget overall is about $18 billion. So it's about a third of NASA's budget.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
And you still do that while
Yes.
you...
So that's been the part that's been the most challenging.
Now you do that with pencils and ledger sheets?
A couple of other systems
You don't
like
use
SAP.
You don't use an abacus or anything.
No more Lotus or anything like that.
So because of that,
sliders
how often are you on the road?
So
With your cigars, baby?
I'm on the road basically every single week. We've been able to have a great balance between, this is an evening type of work for us. We usually go out and do an event, and we have people say, Omar, can you be here around 6 o'clock and have an event all the way from 6 to 9 or at 6 to 10. We stay longer. So that's been helpful for us. It's just been that balance between obviously home life, work life, and cigar life that has been excruciating for us.
I'm sure your wife probably not happy with that.
Well, I mean, she understands. She's part of the business, and so she does everything from you know, everything administrative. She does everything from calling our guys, making sure that our product is moving well, the marketing side of the house, the business side of the house. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing right now without that support. I mean, we're getting orders every single day. This is physically impossible.
Yeah.
Behind every good man, there's a great woman.
That's right.
Well, I had to say it.
Well said. That's very true. So that portion of the business has been amazing. It's just been hard to be able to get around, you know, having 2 jobs. I was driving all the way over here from Virginia Beach, where I was actually doing NASA work at Langley Research Center. And I was driving back. I took the rest of the afternoon off, and I was like thinking, my God, this is truly, I mean, it's something that you can only do when you feel very passionate about it.
Yeah.
There's no question about it, because physically, I told my wife, as long as I can live this following year, I will be good. Because everything, guys, from my vitals, I mean, everything was phenomenal a year and a half ago. All of a sudden, my cholesterol, my blood pressure, my sugar levels, everything was phenomenal.
Eating on the road.
Exactly. All of a sudden, a year and a half afterwards, everything is out of whack.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm changed in my lifestyle. It's not about the tobacco. It's my lifestyle just drastically changed, and so it's been very hard from that standpoint.
Sure it has.
But
Reward.
it's very
But it's your
rewarding.
passion, so.
It's an amazing passion.
And we're going to have more about that in just a few minutes. It's time for Paul in the Fields, and I'm sure Paul's got a scale and a bunch of cigars in front of him. I have no clue what this is all about, but
And you have 13 minutes.
And a new kind of cutter.
No, that's for later. That's for next week, actually.
I have a feeling that this is going to be entertaining.
Well, I've been up to no good. Actually, what I've wanted to do is, and this is in response to some of the emails that you folks send in. What I've wanted to do is a series of little experiments in how you can determine whether a cigar is a quality cigar or not. And I'm not now talking about what it tastes like, because that's subjective, that's up to you. I'm talking about whether it's a good cigar or not, because we talk about that all the time. And I think we often will say, well, that cigar isn't to my taste, but I know it's a really good cigar. One of the things that goes into making a good cigar good is how much tobacco they put in it. And I'm not talking about which tobacco. I'm just talking about the sheer amount that goes into each cigar. So I decided to do some experimenting. Basically, what I've done is I've taken 25 different cigars that were all the exact same size, and I weighed all of them. And what I was looking for isn't so much, does this cigar weigh more than that cigar, or which brand weighs the most. I was just looking for how much of a range there is. So I'm going to weigh a couple here. Again, I'm not showing you the bands because it's not really important which brand they are. This is a 15-gram cigar. 15 grams.
You're doing all Toro size.
Yes, these are all exactly 6x50 cigars.
Uh-oh.
This one is significantly heavier.
There's 2 bands on it.
Troublemaker. This one is 20 grams.
Holy mackerel.
Now here's an interesting thing. You might say, well, 15 grams, 20 grams, that's like a quarter of an ounce difference or less.
But yeah.
Does that really matter? But here's another way to look at it. That's a difference of a third of the weight of the cigar. I'm going to come back to that in a second. Now I want to show you something else because I thought this was interesting. This particular cigar is kind of a boutique-y, high-end. It's a very good cigar.
It is.
This one's a little over 16 grams. Here's another cigar, same size, same factory, different brand. Again, boutique-y and not inexpensive at all. This one's over 20 grams. So 2 cigars, both
30%
generally
difference.
speaking high quality.
30% difference.
Wow.
Yeah, this one's pushing 22 grams.
Holy mackerel.
Now, obviously, I'm not suggesting to anybody that you go to your local cigar shop with a scale and start weighing cigars.
Oh, I thought we were going to start selling scales.
You get a whole different clientele.
Maybe they
Yeah,
can
yeah, I'm not sure we want that.
maybe they can get a
clientele.
little smaller scale to take with them.
But let me explain to you in practical terms what this really adds up to, because I think it matters. I'm not going to tell you what this cigar is. I will tell you that it's a major brand cigar from a big company. And this is a $10+ cigar. I want you to see what happens when a cigar is not filled enough.
Look at this
Oh, it's an over and under cigar.
Well, yes, in this case, it's what we affectionately call an over and under cigar, which means overpriced and underfilled.
Yep.
Paul, are you suggesting customers come in and squeeze cigars that hard?
Oh, no.
No, I'm not
So
suggesting
good way of
that.
clarifying,
Bring
now,
it
isn't
up.
it?
What I want people to understand is what it means when a cigar is underfilled or overfilled.
Just want to make sure customers don't come in and start.
And the real thing to do, I think, when it comes to the matter of how well filled a cigar is, you can squeeze it a little, just to get a sense of whether it's mushy or not. But the other thing you can do is just hold a cigar in your hand and get a sense of the heft of the cigar.
You actually can.
And,
That's true.
And you'll know as you smoke different things and hold them in your hand and get a feel for it, that some cigars are going to give you more tobacco. It means ultimately you're going to get more flavor out of it and a slower, longer burn.
Yeah, that's going to change the way that the cigar smokes.
Absolutely,
Because
an underfilled cigar
cigars
burns
are
fast
very
Fast
quickly.
and very hot.
Shouldn't it-
There are some
doesn't that
cigars
change
that do
the
that
way-
all the time across all their lines that burn very, very quickly.
Yeah.
That's
But that could
What-
be like two different things. I mean, that could be because then if it burns faster, then you're done faster, then you want to pick up another one quicker. Right? I mean, you could look at it that way.
I like the way you think. You
yeah.
gotta buy
Well,
another
yeah,
one.
then we get to sell you twice as
Oh,
many.
exactly. I mean, doesn't it change the flavor?
Well, underfilling the cigar very much.
Oh yeah,
changes
that'll
the
do
flavor.
it.
Very much. Even if it's the same group of tobaccos that all have the same mix of flavors, if you don't put in enough, the chemistry of the cigar is going to be different.
Why would a company underfill a cigar?
Save money.
Well, bottom line, it costs less if you have less raw material in
Yeah.
the cigar.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It
They do
is.
that, especially somebody that well known.
To be fair to some of the cigar companies, I will also tell you that certain styles of rolling, you know, every manufacturer, every factory has their own slight difference in the style of their rolling, and all of their rollers are going to be supervised and trained by the same people, so they have a consistent style. And some styles use less tobacco than others.
Right.
And it's not always a conscious decision like, well, I'm going to make a cheaper cigar, so let me leave some tobacco out. Sometimes it's just the rolling style of that particular factory.
Paul, I think this one might be a good time, and I know we did it in one of our early shows, at least I think we did, to tell people what to look for in a well-humidified cigar inside a humidor. And generally, the lighter the shade, the easier this test is, and better this test is. It's the gentle squeeze test.
What you really want, you don't want a cigar that's hard or crunchy, obviously.
Yeah.
And a cigar that's so packed that it seems like a rock is generally not what you want. You want to just be able to squeeze it gently and have it have a little bit of give, and it should spring back when you let go.
Ooh, let's try it on the Fratello.
It's a box press though. That's going to be the,
Yeah, that-
It's a
that-
little
that
harder.
changes
a little harder.
A little harder to do.
So, in future episodes, look for us to examine other ways that you can consider what makes a good cigar good and how to find that out for yourself along the way. But that's really all I wanted to do with this one
Well,
today.
thank you very much, Paul. That was
Thank you, Paul.
electrifying and edifying, and
Electrifying.
a lot of fying. And
You stayed awake. I'm honored.
Well, just barely though, just barely.
it's very interesting.
Well, I think it's time
Wonders of
to
editing.
discuss our cigar and put some numbers on it, and hopefully Omar won't get up and crush us all and
Which he probably
smote us.
You better be good. Just
We
lay it on me.
You can't rate your
Lay
own
it on me.
cigar.
Oh, darn it.
We
Yes,
should
why not?
remind everyone, by the way, that the ratings are on a scale of 1 to 10.
Correct.
1 to 10.
With that voice, you gotta say for me.
Who would like to lead off?
Here
It's
was.
here.
I've always loved Fratello from the first time I had one at the Big Ash Bash that we threw back in October of 2013. Just want to point out that Fratello means brotherly, and I guess that's what you wanted, like unified, camaraderie, all that stuff. The flavor of this, I love. I actually liked the other blend a little bit more
The
because
Corona.
this is a lot of spice for me, and everybody knows I don't like a lot of pepper, but this is good. You know, it's a good cigar. I'm definitely getting the pepper. I do get the balance of the sweetness, but you know, I love the Corona of your first one. So that's
Put a
my-
number on it.
Oh, and we're doing
Later,
a number.
Have you ever done the show?
No, there's not going to be any later.
Okay,
time.
my
Plenty of
number.
time? Okay.
My number is 8.5 for this one.
Well, that's good.
Oh, that's a good rating.
Paul,
Oh, it's on me now, huh?
on you.
Well, I'll tell you, this cigar has a lot of flavor. It is not the particular set of flavors that I like best, Omar. It's, as we were just saying, I think it's a very good cigar.
He likes
It's
them laced
not
with
to my
sulfuric
palate.
acid.
Okay.
The creaminess is really there, and I like that. The spice is there. I like it a little more intense, and it doesn't matter what I would do. It's just not exactly my cup of tea.
Right.
I give it a 7.
Which means solid.
Scott?
Yeah. I definitely, as everybody said so far, it's clearly a spicy, but it's not an overwhelming
No.
spice. It's so if it's spice isn't your cup of tea, this cigar can fit into your palate. I find it also very earthy, and I do get the sweetness. And I'm about halfway through. I am starting to get like I don't know other way to describe it, but like a sort of like a metallic flavor from it. I'm not.
What's it, the third metallic? What is in your mouth? Right? Everything for him is metallic.
It's the
Hey,
filling.
none of your business was in my mouth, all right?
Oh boy.
Everyone's been in there. Exactly. It might be in the future.
Oh God.
I like
Way
this
too much
cigar.
information.
I think I like this cigar better than I like your original, and I think I would give this a 7.5.
Rob?
Okay, everyone said it. It's sweet, it's spicy. I get the earth, and I'm also getting through the retrohale. I'm getting a hint of cocoa. I don't know if that's just me. Just a hint at it. It's not an overwhelming sense of cocoa, but I'm getting a little bit of that. I really like this cigar. I actually like this one better than your original line. This is the Boxer, correct?
That's right.
Yeah. So I give this a solid 8.25.
Ooh.
I like it.
This cigar reminds me of a cigar. This tastes like a cigar should taste.
Well said.
Yeah.
It's a medium body, has a little bit of spice. I don't get some of that other stuff, the metallic or any of that. But, you know, I'm also not Scott,
It's the penicillin.
probably. And it just reminds me of a good old-fashioned stogie, a cigar, a real cigar. What's the price points on these things?
I don't know. I don't know.
they're
We don't have
brand
this
$9.
yet.
Oh, $9.
We don't have this yet. So
Yeah, we know.
Well, it's a big shaped cigar, so I guess nowadays that's not the end of the world, $9. But it's on a little slightly higher end of medium, and you know, you buy up to the bar for these. But it is to me, it's well worth it. I give it. What did you give it? An 8?
8.25.
I give it an 8.5 to 8 3/4.
Oh, you agree with me? Very
I like this
nice.
cigar because it
I do
reminds me
too.
of a cigar.
That's right.
The only
That's right.
the thing I see a lot, the taste a lot is very creamy, which I do like better
Yes.
than the original, but I still like the original better.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
I hope you'll be able to stay over and join us next week.
Absolutely. I will join you
Okay.
next week.
Because
I like that sweater,
really,
so wear it again.
I'd really like to get into, besides discussing.
What?
Don't pay any attention.
This is a phenomenal work environment, huh? There's no harassment going on. There's no love about everything.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal. It starts from about half of Rob and goes left. That's how the deal works. No, I'd really like to get into it because I think it's a fascinating story. How you made the leap from NASA into cigar. Now I know your
Absolutely.
background. I know the DR and everything, but I think our viewing audience would find it fascinating.
Fantastic.
So again, sadly we're out of time again. So it's time for everybody to kind of wrap it up and say goodbye. Paul,
Smoke often and smoke happy.
that's enough for you. Move it.
Hi, Mom. Life's too short to smoke cheap cigars.
Ciao for now, everybody.
Bye bye for now. Hi, Dad. Smoke sweet.
Stupid
Say yo
chow.
boo boo.
Boo, 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 doo. Omar, I thank you
Thank
very
you so much, guys, for
Thanks
having me.
joining us.
Thanks, Omar.
We'll see you next
so
week.
much.
And thank
Appreciate
you very
that.
much for joining us, and thank you very much for making this the world's best viewed cigar show.
That's true.
We appreciate it. Bye-bye for now.
Bye, guys.